I've been sitting with something since Easter Sunday. Not really an answer, more like a question that just hasn't left me. On Friday, a dear friend sent me a voice note. Nothing heavy, just simple. In the voice note, she asked me, "What's your why?" And I don't think she realized how much that question was going to stay with me. It didn't just pass, it followed me. Through Friday, into that quiet in-between feeling of Saturday, and even into Sunday. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I've answered it yet. So tonight, I'm not coming with conclusions. I just want to sit with it. Because what's your why sounds simple until you actually try to answer it. And as I've been sitting with it, there's this picture that keeps coming back to me. There's this video I watched a couple of weeks ago about some women studying the book of Malachi. They get to chapter 3, verse 3, and it says, "He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver." And that line stuck with them. So one of them decided to actually go out and see what that process looks like. She called a silversmith and asked if she could just sit and watch him work. And as she did, he held this piece of silver over the fire right in the hottest part. And he explained, that's where it has to be. That's how the impurities come out. So she asked him, "Do you have to stay there the whole time?" And he said, "Yes, not only stay, but watch it closely. Because if it stays too long, you ruin it." Then she asked him one more thing. "How do you know when it's done?" And he smiled and said, "That's easy, when I can see my reflection in it." And I don't know, guys, that picture has just stayed with me. Because if I'm being honest, that's kind of what my life feels like right now. Just heat. The same patterns showing up again and again and again. The same reaching for comfort when I feel low. The same trying to control things when life feels uncertain. And the same going back to certain places mentally, emotionally when I feel empty or off. And it's strange because I do pray for change daily. But at the same time, I can see how I still protect some of the very things that probably need to go. So when I went back and read Malachi for myself, it hit me very differently. It says, "The Lord sits as a refiner, purifying until something pure remains." And I don't fully understand that yet, but I feel it. I can see things rising in me that I didn't notice before. And I'm starting to realize something. The refiner doesn't rush the process. He sits, he watches, he doesn't walk away, and he doesn't lose control of the fire. And maybe that's the part I'm learning right now, that this process isn't a random one, even if it feels like it is at times. So when I come back to that question, what's your why? I don't think my answer is a clean one. Maybe my why isn't something I say. Maybe it's something I'm becoming. Maybe it's this process, this egoectomy, this staying even when it's uncomfortable, staying long enough for something in me to actually change, and not in a perfect way, not in a neat put together way, but just in an honest way. Because I don't have this figured out. I'm still in it. There are some days that feel heavier than others. Some days I just want out. And some days I catch small glimpses of what God might be doing. But I'm learning slowly that this isn't punishment. It's not rejection. It's not God being distant. No, it's something deeper, something I'm still learning to trust. So if you're in a season like me, and in a season right now where things feel intense, where the same things keep coming up and you're tired of it, you're not alone. I'm right there in the fire with you. Still learning how to stay without running. Still learning how to trust that the one holding me in the fire hasn't taken his eyes off me. Maybe that's the why. Not escaping the process, but staying in it long enough for something real to change. And I thank you all for sitting in this with me. I'm glad we're figuring this out together.